وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم ألهمنا مراشد أمورنا وأعذنا من شرور أنفسنا. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى. صدق الله العظيم. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala has made this world as a sample of what is known as what's coming up. This world is made clear by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam that it is not paradise. Tried to find paradise in this world. Much of this world that person received, the ending was either depression until death or it was suicide. Whatever this world comes with, it can never bring something which is called contentment of heart. A person can only find contentment if he himself says, I'm content, stop. In this world, if he wants to find that there are roses, he will have to take the rose with the thorn. If he ever says, I want roses without the thorn, as he starts pulling out those thorns, the rose will fall to the ground. He will ask the question that why did Allah make it that every rose must come with a thorn? In this world, if he wants good health, he will get good health, but he knows that it will one day come with sickness. If a person wants children, Allah will give children, but the child will come and then the burden of a child will also come with it. The child will fall sick, the child will be naughty, you will have to look after the child for many years. In this world, whatever man asks for, when it does come to him how he expected it, it doesn't always come with that. A person is crying so long, I want to get married, I want to get married, I want to get married. He asks for a taweez to get him a wife. Then the wife comes. He is the very one then asking for a taweez that the wife must come right. What he wanted came, but what he expected, that never come. Why? Because he was looking for a world where there is day with no night, where everything is bright and there is nothing dark. If that thing had to happen in this world, then we would have said this is paradise. Then we would have been allowed to say, I don't want to die. But when it was said that this is not paradise, this is the sample, then we would expect and we would appreciate, why did Allah put the thorn in the rose? Why did Allah put sickness with health? Why did Allah put old age with youth? Why do the two have to go together? Normally in our country we say one extra sentence, that why did Allah create something called an in-law? That you're getting married, so the person say, I want the girl but I don't want her mother. You say it comes with the package. You want a husband, you get a mother-in-law. You want a wife, you get a father-in-law. And if you don't want, you don't get. This world will come with it all. You cannot pick and choose. So see this verse of Quran. وَالضُّحَى. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala says, by the oath of when everything is bright. وَالضُّحَى. Duha means like daytime. The sun is out. That's what we all want. I'm making good money, but there must never be a day when it stops. I'm enjoying life. There must never be a day where it stops. Meaning I want daytime to stay, night must never come. وَالضُّحَى. Allah Tabarak Ta'ala says, by the oath of day. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا سَجَى. And by the oath of night when it covers day. These two oaths were meant to say that you know every day has to be followed by night. While you are enjoying daytime, we all prepare for night.
If the light is gone, no one will leave it, because he says, night time I need to put on that switch. He will prepare for the night before the coming of the night. Me and you have been told, prepare for difficult days before it comes. If a man is earning, he is told, don't ever enter into such a transaction that if tomorrow the market collapses, you also collapse. You will live your life in such a manner that conditions overnight can change. But the individual must say, I was ready for it. When COVID hit, there were many families that went very deep because of interest, very deep in debt. Some of them later on said, we never knew that interest will devastate our lives so much. On that sentence I answered, I said, if you saw the harm of interest in this world, understand in the next world it's even worse. It is the only thing that Almighty Allah announced in Quran, that Allah has declared war with into interest. A person has been told, live this world understanding it to be a sample. So I'll explain to you what is the sample. Day and night. So when night comes, does the child become angry with the father? Why is it dark? Does the servant become angry with Allah? Why did night come? How come at night everyone sleeps relaxed? Because everyone knows after every night, I must just rest a while and daytime will come again. In the system of this world, how many we have seen? There was those good days when everything was working well. You don't have to pedal your bicycle, you're just going downhill. And then we saw the times when the hills in life came. You see, the old person will say, you know, when I was young, we had hard times. Which meant that someone brought us up. Who brought up? A person, his entire factory burned to the ground. First phone call. People never know what to say to him, because that's your sustenance, that's your family, that's your izzat, that's your everything. Hazrat Shah Hakim Muhammad Akhtar Sahib Rahimullah, he phoned to say, make dua. Hazrat Hakim Sahib said to him, that Allah who gave the first time can very easily give the second time. Finished. That who gave it the first time? Do you think you build it up with your own sweat? But when that thing comes, that hill, then the person just gets stuck. And he behaves as though there was no hill before this. This world is up, down, up, down. When it is daytime, be ready for the night. And when night comes, relax and understand, my Allah around the corner is being day. There is no depression for a believer. There is no suicide for a believer. For a believer, it's one step after the other step. During the good days, I prepare for difficult days. During difficult days, I'm just waiting for the good days. And we take step by step. Why? مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ وَمَا قَلَى. Allah then announced, there'll be day, there'll be night. During both conditions, understand that your Allah is not upset with you. That difficult days doesn't mean that now Allah is punishing. This world is not the world to punish. The world of punishment is coming there. And this world is not for reward, the world of reward is coming. This is a world of exams. That the waves will go up and the waves will go down. مَا وَدَّعَكَ رَبُّكَ. Your Allah is not upset with you. Your Allah has not left you. مَا وَدَّعَكَ. He has not forsaken. وَمَا قَلَى. He is not upset. Then the question will be, then why? Why we had to see halat, conditions? Why I had to see someone I loved in difficulty? Why said the world couldn't work? Why was my heart broken? Why did Allah do it? وَلَلْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ لَكَ مِنَ الْأُولَى. Because the year after for you is much better than this world. What does that mean? So this is the sample. Why does Allah bring halat and conditions in this world? This world was meant to be a sample for the year after. Sample means you go to the man who sells material. But you are not going to buy now because your wife is not with you. And we all know a wife's nature is such that as long as she doesn't choose it, it's not good. So you tell the person, I want a sample. He will cut a few pieces. The purpose of the sample is to feel value in the sample. It is just to understand what is the real thing. You will take it home and you'll let your family feel it. She will look at different ones and she'll make an order of what she wants. What happens with the sample after that? The man who cut it for you gave no value to the sample. You gave no value to the sample. Because both understood this is not real. In the ending, that sample is taken and thrown in the bin. If that small child took the sample and dust came on it, no one bothered. Because it was meant to be a sample. This world came to me and you to show us. We saw the snake itself is a sample of Jahannam. We saw the mosquito bite, it's a sample of Jahannam. We saw lovely cool water, it's a sample of Jannah. We saw extreme heat, it's to tell us there is a place where the heat will be more severe. We saw a relaxing life under the aircon, it was to tell us there's another world where life will be like under an aircon. Whatever your condition was going to be, it is but a sample. When the person forgot it's a sample, he grabbed the sample and he never want to let go. On a sample, dust will come. He became upset. He bought a brand new car. There's nothing wrong with buying a brand new car. But if you find every time you buy something brand new, that instead of you being the owner of the car becomes your owner, then rather don't buy brand new. Allah Alaihi Wasallam said, Ta'isa, one is the dinar and the dirham, rands and cents, kwachas and dollars and pounds, were meant to be mines. Allah's Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, destroyed is the one who became its. That he became the slave of the dollar. The shirt was meant to be my shirt. Allah's Nabi said, destroyed is the abd, the one who became the slave of the shirt. Question is, what do you mean I became the slave? If the car became more valuable to me than the value I have for myself and my family, then that's the boss and I am the worker. So a brand new car came, brand new car. I don't want dust. Sometimes a person gets brand new spectacles. For the first 1 week, you'll see every time he takes it out, he takes out his pouch also. He puts it in, brand new. Allah's Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam saw someone with shoes, brand new shoes. He said, wear it, destroy it. Allah will give you another brand new shoe. This world is a sample. Brand new car comes, let the dust fall on it. It'll get washed tomorrow. Let it get old, Allah will give you another one. Put your heart in it. You rather don't buy anything brand new. Put up a brand new house. You say, why? For my grandchildren. But now it's so clean to come. Because every time they come, you messed my tiles. You say, rather don't get brand new, stay old. This world was a sample. Let the dust. Every time you see the sample of paradise. And then I'm waiting. Every time you see the sample, think of that world and make the order. Allah put it in our hand, that material, feel it. Allah's kindness, He put a thorn in the roses of this world. Why did the thorn come? The thorn came so that if I forgot that this world is a sample, when I get pricked with the thorn, I immediately realize, hey, this is a sample. Had it been Jannah, there would have been no thorns. Had it been Jannah, there would have been no thorns. On one journey we made, most likely it was Mauritius. So I was very amazed at two things I saw in Mauritius. One is, on the buses they had written there, Paradise Mauritius. Paradise Mauritius. And then I went to a museum. That was even more stupid. One person, one Englishman came and then they had what he wrote there. He said, God looked at Mauritius and then he got the idea how to create parrots. Madman. So in the one lecture that I spoke, my mind went to this, that is Mauritius really paradise? So I said, today we went for a picnic. What a lovely picnic. As soon as we sat on the grass, the flies were on top of us. The ants were on top. We're trying to take the burger, but on top of the burger everything is already. As I was eating that, I told the people around me, had this been paradise, there would have been no ants. Allah sent the ant to say, paradise, Mauritius, no, sample of paradise. This is a sample. When difficulties will come in our life, we don't scream. We wait for around the corner. But when it comes, we open our eyes to say, this is not paradise. When someone who I loved is on the last few life, I don't go and cry and I say, you're going to die. Rather, I go and say to him, you saw enough the sample, now get ready for the real thing. You saw enough the sample. When a person reaches an old age and he says, make dua, I must live. We can make dua, rather we say, Allah, if goodness is written in life, keep him alive. Otherwise, take him to something better. We say to that old person, what do you have to live for? We say to the young person, does this world really have anything to live for? It is a world where if you're good one day, you're going to be sad the next day. If you're smiling because someone was born, you'll be crying because someone passed away. It's a world where wealth and poverty goes together. Why Allah made so many difficulties? He kept the thorn. That if my servant presses on the sample, and he feels the prick must remind him that my Allah sent me a sample. The next time you get bitten by the mosquito, let's say sample. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, and on this point we will end, a person finds a very hot day, and I found very hot days in the last few days. Very hot days. And wherever we're going, people are saying, last 40 days, 40 years, I never saw such hot days. So we say next year will even be hotter. So we are going to see some severe hot days for whatever reasons. The years are going to get hotter, and when the cold comes, it's going to get colder. Weather in the next few years will be a little different. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said a person found a very hot day. And then he says, the Arab would normally say it like this, La ilaha illallah. We normally will say like, oh, gosh. Or we'll just wipe our heads. So that part we all do. And then the man says, Ma ashadda hadha al-har. In Arabic, in English you'd say, that's so hot I never ever experienced. That part we all do. So we reach there. There we get stuck. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, at that moment the person says, Allah, will you save me from the heat of Jahannam? Sample. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that one sentence makes Allah so happy, that Almighty Allah announces to Jahannam taking the name of this individual. Where we are mentioned, O Jahannam, I make you witness that I have made this individual haram upon you. Sample. See this world and think of the next. And every day an announcement will be made to Jahannam haram, to Jannah, this one is coming to you. This world is a sample. When we feel the prick, we don't get angry with Allah. We don't say why. There and there we said, Allah, I got the message. Sample. The ant will be there, the mosquito will be there, the bug will be there. May Allah Tabarak Ta'ala bless us with an eye that we can see, with a finger we can touch the sample. Whatever happens in this world, we think of the hereafter. Wa akhiru da'wana, alhamdulillah.